musicians in the little orchestra pit, places bow to string, and pulls the first note, and the lights go down.
I'm gonna cast mage armor.
Okay.
I'm gonna activate my soul knife.
And you're
I'm
now-
also
What?
gonna
No.
cast mage armor.
That's very noticeable. I cannot help but.
Oh yeah, because they're scintillating blades.
Yeah,
okay,
bro.
no, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
just gonna like.
Yeah, none of that's visible, is it?
I always,
So
assumed,
we
I
can-
always assumed you had like a glow around you.
Wait, let
Yeah,
me
I
look,
was
let me
gonna
look
say
at mage
that.
armor.
We've been flavoring mine as like ice
Pauldrons?
pauldrons. Thank you.
we never
and-
flavored mine. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
I'm gonna say.
So it's a protective-
cherry.
It's a protective magical force surrounds it until the spell ends.
Oh
yeah.
man, black cherry! I hate this flavor.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not too obtrusive, you can do it. Helga sits.
Helga
Helga's
sits.
just straight chilling. Helga's
Helga's-
had enough.
She's
So-
flipping through the thing.
Looking through the program. So the whole auditorium goes dark, and then you're just sitting as this one lone violin in the orchestra pit just slowly plays a very nice but a little eerie song, and then the lights come up on the stage and the curtains draw apart, and the four of you are standing there. It is not actors dressed as you. It is not people with masks of you. It is you guys.
So is our perspective now from the stage?
So you are sitting and watching. You're sitting and watching, and there's four people who are you on the stage.
I pull out my notebook.
Okay. So you go to pull it out, and you feel a hand press it back down, and it says, "Please pay attention to what is happening on the stage. No disruptions in the theater." You just hear it. It's not like anyone says it to you. It's not like anyone presses your hands, and you just hear it. And they're each dressed in your guys' normal clothes, like your normal adventuring clothes. And yes, Jared, that means your crop top.
God!
But
Wait, is it
no,
just
just
normal?
kidding. Your fucking science coat is buttoned all the way up.
Okay, good.
And Helga, you step forward, and your spotlight follows you. You say, "I am the hero." And Jared, you're next in line. You step forward and you say, "I am the inventor." And Penelope, you step forward, which is kind of funny if you consider the height lineup.
Yeah.
Does the actor
pretty
have the
incredible.
same height?
Not actors, it's just you guys up there.
Oh fuck!
It's
Yeah.
just us.
You step forward and you say, "I am the prophet." And then Norman, you step forward and say, "I am the key." And then the four of you, the lights go out. And we see another scene. Helga, it is you, but you're young. You're very young. And a man who looks exactly like your grandfather is carrying this younger version of you and is running. And is running in place, but you can tell, like, the background is scrolling, so it's to make it look like you guys are running. And what you recognize this as is maybe symbolic, maybe literal, but this is you leaving your home village. And there's someone who you do not recognize who runs up and whispers something to your grandfather. And it's not a staged whisper, you genuinely can't hear it, and then presses an amulet into his hands, and the lights go dark. And then, Jared, we see you, and you're sitting on a bench, and you're reading a book. And it is a book you do not recognize, but you are occasionally stopping and taking notes in it.
Mm-hmm.
And in the background is this beautifully designed set of, like, a bunch of cherry blossom trees in this kind of rolling fields area. Lights go down. Lights up on Penelope. And she is currently, tussling with her brother. You are both little children. Very little children. you're both extremely tiny
Oh god,
children.
what do halfling babies look like?
Normal babies, just
Oh
Oh.
god!
And they're the size of your thumb, my dude. You
Wait,
can
did we
inhale
camp
by
science?
Did we say that halflings came out of eggs?
Anyway,
Forgot about that.
it's Penelope pecking her shell open. Yeah, that one's canon.
Eating it for the calcium.
Yeah, exactly. No, and it's you, like, tussling with your brother, and you're both little children, and you can see your mom, like, sitting at a table, and she kind of, like, rolls her eyes and, like, smiles as you guys just kind of just gently slap each other. And then lights go down, lights up on Norman. Norman is just standing there. Norman looks the same as Norman has always looked, and is just standing straight forward, eyes wide open, just staring at the audience. No backdrop, no props, no anything. Lights go down on Norman. And then you hear this very smooth, kind of ambiguously gendered, just flowing voice come through the auditorium as the music begins to rise and swell and says, "This is not a story where everyone comes out happy." And then you see a lineup. The lights come back up, and the four of you are standing in your spotlights on stage, and to the sides of you and behind you is like everyone that you know. Fucking like or I guess everyone that's been relevant in your life over the past couple months. Sure, the librarian's there. The fucking Disciples of Mercy are there. Everyone you recognize from the K-Mads there. Romero's there. He's just chilling. And the voice says,
Is Old Man Gunk there?
"Oh, do you even have to ask? Old Man Gunk is there. He's actually the main character. He's standing in front of you all,
This is
centered downstage.
This
the
is his
hero.
tale.
And this is a story of one old man
And his grain silo.
in this beautiful silo. And this is a story of victory, of course, and defeat. And then you both hear from both sides of the stage, and a bloody splat appears on either side, as if someone had just fallen from a great height.
Too soon. Too soon.
Too soon.
Oh, too soon.
Too soon.
Don't worry, my friends. It's all practical effects here in the theater. What happens next is up to you, the audience. But one thing you need to understand is that the play is still being written. And lights go down on everyone else, and it's just the four of you again. And then Helga turns to Jared and grabs him by the throat and lifts him into the air and slams him to the ground.
Is this audience or?
Fucking on the stage, not you guys.
I
No, Helga
also do
kills
it.
me.
Okay, from this point on, when I'm talking about you guys, I'm referring to the ones
Yeah.
on the stage. I will specify if it's
Um,
the actual use.
I also do it, and I go, oh man, I
Oh
was
no!
controlled.
Oh my god!
Oh,
It's the
no.
magic of the theater.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Wait, is it
Helga
Norman or Jared? I'm sorry.
Jared.
Jared.
Of
lifts
course
him
it's
into the air
Jared.
by his neck, slams him to the ground, and then from her back draws out this giant vermilion axe and swings it down on him. And right as it goes to right as it would behead him, the lights shut off. Rise back up. You four are just standing there. And then we see Jared start to lift off the ground. Doesn't look like stage magic. Looks like he's just kind of levitating off. And his eyes go blank. And he just kind of rises into the air. And he looks at the three of you. And you all just fall down dead. You all just fall limp to the ground. And then, lights go back down, lights come up, and Penelope, you are apparently the only one moving. Everyone else is standing completely still. And Penelope, you too begin to lift off the ground in an almost kind of different way. It almost looks like you're just walking completely, agnostic of whether or not there's ground there. And, your hair almost looks like it's caught in a current. It's like your underwater just drifting around you. And your eyes are glowing. And you set your hand on Jared's shoulder, and he just crumbles into dust. And you set your hand on Helga's shoulder, and she just crumbles into dust. Same thing to Norman. And then you look at your hands, and you look a little sad, maybe? Disappointed, maybe? And the lights shut off. The lights come back up, and the four of you are standing there. And Norman, you're staring directly at the audience. Eyes bolt open. The lights go back down. What were you going to ask?
Oh yeah, when you said Penelope was floating, is it like how Penelope floats when she casts magic? 'Cause,
No,
Penelope
not
floats
quite.
when she casts magic.
It's
I forgot
almost
about
like
that.
she was
fuck you.
choosing where the ground was.
Okay.
It was not normal Jared floating, and the Jared on stage is not wearing lead boots. The floating almost looked like as you were being pulled up like a marionette, almost.
Ooh.
Lights shut off again. Norman has evidently done nothing. Lights come back up, and it is Jared and Penelope. And Penelope, you are standing on a crate of some sort, and it almost looks like They've specifically staged it this way so you can stand eye level with Jared without it being awkward. And you reach out a hand, and he reaches out a hand, and you clasp hands, and you shake hands, you both look each other in the eye, and in unison you say, "To leaving humanity behind." Helga, lights come up on you. You are standing upstage, so on the back of the stage, and you're leaning against the wall, and you shake your head disapprovingly, and you tap your axe against the ground. Lights come up downstage, so just opposite diagonal from Helga, and it's Norman, and she's staring at the audience. Wide, eyes open wide, just both open. And
This Norman character's kind of bleak.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
pretty weak. And then says that same voice, who you can only assume is the master of ceremonies, comes back over, just surrounding the audience, like the auditorium. There's no intercom, but that's, I guess, what it would be like. And says, "Now, let's take a look at one way things can go." Lights go down. Just every time they go down, it's not there. There's no fade. It's just a very abrupt cut, and you can see nothing until they come back up. And lights go down. Lights come up. And Helga, you are standing there, like bloody. Well, not only does it look bloody because it normally does by the virtue of the metal, but it is actively dripping blood, the Mage Slayer, and you are standing and you're holding it aloft, and the entire stage is just this bright diamond. And you are standing on the bodies of these three. And you're just holding it above your head, face frozen in some sort of snarl or shout. And then, once again, lights just go back off. It's like, let's see another way it can go. And we see the same diamond stage, and Jared's sitting there alone, and he looks bored. And he's tapping his fingers together, and he's sitting on that same bench from when he was reading his book. And then lights go back down. Lights come back up for Penelope. And she is standing on the same diamond stage, but maybe standing's the wrong word. She's floating above it, and that same kind of... She looks radiant. She doesn't look like the Penelope you know. Her hair is floating around, her eyes are glowing, and she's just like surveying it. She looks sad. She looks disappointed. Lights go back down. Lights come back up for Norman, and there's no one there. It is just the diamond. Lights go back down. And, sorry, let me check my notes before I go on. Probably should have done that first. Yes. So, all lights go down again. All lights come back up. And Penelope, it is you and your brother again on stage. And he looks at you in the eye, and also, whenever they're actively delivering dialogue they use on stage, it's not that good. It feels very stilted, and it always feels like you're very bored while saying it. And,
Wow, brother, I am so glad you are here with me today.
yeah, and Reed looks you in the eye, and he also reaches out his hand to shake, and you shake hands, he's like, "I almost don't recognize the person you've become." And you just kind of look at him and reply, "Well, I'm sorry, but sometimes you have to let things go to evolve." And then, lights go off again. It's not a very good play. If that wasn't clearly obvious, the dialogue is stilted. Things just keep going on and off without any transition. There's clearly no plot. But, you know how it is.
It's like a high school play that goes too far into the abstract.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where's the shitty fan fiction? Come on, somebody's gonna start making out.
Fair point.
Jared's
Romero comes on stage.
Should have casted Fireball against him.
This is a play. Why not both?
Yeah. Lights come back on, and there's someone you do not recognize on stage. And partially because their face is covered. They're wearing long black robes, and their face is like wrapped in fabric from like the nose down, almost like a medical mask, but you know it's just fabric tied around. And you can't really see anything because the rest of their face is obscured in shadow. And they turn to the audience and they're like, and it's a distinctively male voice, and say, "Well, now maybe I'm not supposed to break the fourth wall, but I think you guys are all going about this the wrong way." Lights go back down. Lights come back up. The four of you are standing there, And Norman is once again just staring at the audience. Norman has not said, like, essentially a word this entire time. And Norman then just looks up and then falls limp to the ground. Lights go back down. Thunderous applause from the audience around you. And then you hear that voice again. There will be a brief intermission before the play continues. Please feel free to treat yourself to snacks and water out in the lobby.
Hey, Penelope?
If you would file out neatly.
All right. I guess let's...
I'd like to telepathy and be like, why do I do nothing?
That's your concern? That's what you get out of this? Come on! I know this is no, fantasy Shakespeare. Give me a fake playwright real quick. I know,
Shakespeare.
I know this is no Mr. Hates
Fake axe. Fake pole arm.
I know this is no vibrate hatchet, but
Fuck. Go on.
but listen, sometimes this just seems kind of relevant. This just seems a little bit relevant to me. I don't know about that one, Chief. The issue is, I don't recognize the scene that they're trying to show me.
I don't either.
Well, yeah, you're not doing anything. You're pretty one-dimensional, my friend.
I'd say I'm zero-dimensional, if anything.
Okay, well, how about the two of you, huh? You want to axe me? I think you... Do you want to take this outside?
Are you going to kill us?
Are you sure you want to take that?
No.
Yes.
Helga could probably kill every one of us.
Oh,
well,
of
that
course.
was one of the possible futures they showed.
I mean, of course.
But I don't think those were the futures though, because we were on a diamond field. Like
Well,
we've
I think
already
it-
been there.
I think it's a more representative kind of thing.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of this seems kind of representative.
Also, let's think about the roles. Helga's the hero.
Of course. I mean,
Jared,
Look at her.
yeah, Helga has hero vibes. Jared,
what the fuck is a vibe?
You have the
Oh,
word
vibe
vibe
is
here.
actually the most used word in this universe.
Okay.
Even
Oh god,
above
it's like
and.
set.
Yeah.
Jared, apparently you are the inventor.
Well, I
What
don't
have you
want to-
invented?
Nothing! I wrote part of a book
It
once.
could be more metaphorical with what you create, what
What?
you bring about
What?
into the world.
All I do is think about reviving the dead sometimes, and then I never do it.
Yes, notice how it was never shown there.
I know, it's such a shame.
Okay.
There are so many things I want to do, and yet haven't seen represented on this stage. Come on, there's at least 2 men I want to kiss.
And also,
Ugh.
Wait, I know one of them. What's the other one?
I'll tell you later.
Penelope,
But let's just say you've got my book. So,
Ah.
yes,
I
well.
see.
Okay, Penelope, what the frick do you know about the future?
Everything. Obviously, that is why I'm a prophet.
Okay.
No,
also,
nothing
also,
more than
also,
you guys do.
apparently Jared and you say bye to humanity.
That is a possible future.
I
Aren't
mean,
you
that-
paying attention?
You fake fan!
What's it, me?
I mean, that does seem like a possibility. We are already universal drift capacity and all that, but
I feel like, yeah, I've seen some loss of humanity lately.
shut up.
That was one time.
That was one time.
One time leads
That was
to
one
2
time that I was in
times.
part responsible for. It's okay.
in
Okay.
part.
I'll take responsibility for this.
All
Doing,
right, thank
doing
you.
it doing it one time is just the first step to doing it 2 times.
It's like meth.
It's a gateway. It's a gateway murder.
Yeah.
Murdering once is a gateway to murdering twice.
Well, we already have done twice part.
You know,
Yeah.
100% of people who murdered twice have murdered once before.
Oh God! Me trying to do statistics like.
My math
Wait.
IA.
Does prophet specifically have to reference somebody who sees the future, or can that be somebody who's prophesized?
It's usually the person that sees the future. So tell me, what's my fate,
I don't think
Penelope?
it's necessarily seeing
Read
the
my
future.
tarot cards, Penelope.
See, I don't think it's necessarily seeing the future though. I say it's more like advertising a cause or a being.
See,
Hmm.
yeah, if you were a prophet to something.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
like
for
that-
gods and stuff.
That is what I am saying. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody who sees the future.
Wait.
What god do you follow? I don't. I know we've never talked about it. Which one do you normally pray to?
I'd like to stare down at the giant Lytisk necklace that I have and look at your giant Lytisk
Delightus.
Implying I'm
necklace.
I don't.
Oh,
No.
what's Lytus the god of?
Magic,
Medicine.
magic, knowledge, and medicine.
Yeah, like
Like,
all academic pursuits.
The
are
god of being a bitch.
Knowledge.
Oh,
Yes!
oh, shit in.
Okay.
And so you're
That
the
was a
king,
nasty
but,
one.
I mean, you only remember like the last 3 months of your life, right?
Yep.
But what do you unlock? Because that was not shown.
My heart,
I don't know.
Penelope,
Oh.
Norman.
Aren't you
Let's
gay?
be good. No, I was about to say let's be friends, but will you ruin the moment? Not anymore.
Nope.
Yeah, not anymore. I'm just gonna go home.
Okay.
So, this is a real kind of intermission we're having here, huh?
Yep, it's a long one.
I know.
What kind of snacks?
So they
Oh, did you
have.
go out to the lobby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you did get up and you found out and you realized you were the only people who left. Everyone else just kind of swiveled their heads to look at you as you walked by. But
Date
Don't
that.
like that.
This
they
is
have
strange.
cups of water. They have little cups of water, and they have nuts. They have mixed nuts.
Damn
and they
it.
have fruits.
I'm gonna eat a fruit.
I'm going
You
to
eat an apple.
fruit.
I'm gonna
It's
eat
good.
an apple.
Mm-mm.
Just like Mama used to
just
make.
like Mama used to make.
All right. So from the play, they showed our past. Then they showed possible.
That wasn't
futures.
my past, bro.
Yeah, I know, but like you were the
They
only
showed
one.
your past.
They
And
showed
Helga's
Helga's.
past.
And Helga's past.
And
Yes,
not
because we are
mine.
the only ones with.
I have a past.
An usher comes out and just wordlessly gestures back to the theater.
Okay. Time to
Y'all
get
walk
back
into
in
your
there,
seats?
boys.
All right. The lights start to go down again after you guys get settled, and that same violin, and just kind of like vibrato at the tip. So it's like one really long tense note, and then the other some of the other instruments just slowly rise to join it, and then suddenly one really powerful loud stab of sound, and the lights come back up, and it's the four of you standing there again, and another person walks in from the side of the stage, and it's someone you do not recognize, but they look very distinctive. They are, you would guess, around 12 feet tall, very slim, and long pointed ears.
Well, fuck my
Oh
fever.
God.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
oh no, not that guy, I'm afraid.
Oh.
And then like this long, smooth white hair that kind of falls into curls near the bottom, and it's tied back with a big, colorful ribbon.
Oh, I meant to ask.
Mhm.
Is everyone on stage wearing masks too?
No,
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 okay.
it's just you, and
Okay.
you're dressed as you normally are.
Okay, and then then this person isn't wearing a mask either.
They're not, no.
Okay.
And they have these facial tattoos that are just these radiating like mandalas and symbols in like gold and white. Their skin's pretty dark, so it stands out really well. And they're wearing these just rich, incredibly lush robes that almost are reminiscent of a peacock. And they almost seem to be gliding as they walk. And their voice is really musical when they open their mouth to say, "I see a great rift tear itself across the sky." And then the four of you, in unison, call back, "I see the seas run black and the moon's open." And then, Helga, you step forward and you say, "I see a figure, sword aloft, held against the darkening world, a champion born under the sign of the bear." And then Jared, you step back. Jared, you step forward from the line and you say, "I see a man forgotten emerging from a lifetime of darkness." You step back. Penelope, you step forward. You say, "I see the prophet twisting and warping with each passing day." You step back. Norman, you step forward and you say, "I see a pair of eyes blinking frantically in the dark." And the lights, you step back and the lights go down. And they come back up. The four of you are gone, and so is that figure. But the music gets louder, and it just gets louder and louder and louder until it's like almost unbearable. And then the light comes up on stage, and there's two people standing there, and it is Romero and Sophia, one of the members of one of the acolytes of Mercy. Yeah, and they both sit, and they're both holding a glass of wine each, and they're standing in the center of the stage, and they clink the glasses together, and they raise them, and they say, "We raise our glass to those sacrificed along the way." And they each take a sip, and they walk to opposite sides of the stage. And their spotlights follow them, but then a new spotlight comes down in the center. And there's two people standing there, and it's Tristinian and General Callanan of the K-Mad, and they are also two holding these like glasses of wine, swirl them around for a second, kind of look each other in the eyes, clink them together, take a sip, and say, "We raise our glasses to those overcome along the way." And they also split their spotlights coming with them as they each walk to opposite sides of the stage. Lights come up in the center again, and it is Reed and Helga's grandfather. And Reed is standing on a stool, so he too can like kind of swirl the wine around and click it together and say, "We raise our glasses to those who made us here, who led us here today." And no verbal typo in what they actually say. Clink them together, drink the wine. Reed hops down from his stool, and a couple people dressed in all black run on stage and carry it off as he walks to the other side. Lights come up on two people you don't recognize. One is a man, and the other is some sort of abomination. Some kind of round creature covered in eyes, with these like tentacles kind of branching off, each ending in an eye, and a giant grinning smile with a huge eye in the front. I don't know if any of you have ever seen the Beholder before, but there's one on stage. Smaller than you assume it should be, but it's there, I guess, for ease of access. And standing next
Pocket
to it
beholder.
is a man, a stern-looking man, wearing what looks like some sort of military garb with a metal mask covering the entire bottom of his face. And they're each holding I guess a beholder can't hold a glass. I now realize that.
They have
Curl a
levitation.
tentacle around.
Oh, they can levitate him. Never mind. So he's levitating one in front of him. And the other guy has a tall stool next to him, and he sets down the glass on the stool, and he uses sign language, which only you could recognize, but the beholder says it aloud and says, "To those who actively stand in your way," as the man alongside him, you can only assume, signs the same thing. You would know he does.
Okay.
And then he picks the glass back up from the stool, and they clink them together. And the man with the mask pulls it like up and off his face, and you can see below it, it's severely burned and scarred away and disfigured to the point where he probably cannot speak. And they each take a sip and walk, and he replaces the mask, and they walk to opposite sides of the stage. And finally, the lights come up on two people, one of whom you recognize as Asterath, and one of whom you don't, who is the man with the many dark robes and the cloth tied over his face. And this time he pulls the cloth down and pulls the hood back, and he is what you can only assume was a man. His flesh is completely clear, but save for the bones, which are in like bright hues of like cyans and magentas, as well as the the muscles you can see under his skin. Have you ever seen a diaphanized specimen?
Yes.
He is one.
Diaphanized specimen.
I'll show you in a minute.
Like
He is one.
glass. Yeah.
And he and Asterath swirl the things around, give each other kind of a knowing smile, and then clink them together. And they both in unison say, "To, well, you know." And they each take a sip and walk to opposite sides of the stage. And then
You see
lights
a
come
bass
up
boost
once
in
again
the
in the
wing.
center. And you four are there. And you are each holding a glass of wine. And
Cedar wine.
it is cedar wine, yes.
No!
You can taste it in
I-
your mouth.
I shout, "Don't drink it!"
Please, no, please! Yeah. This is so out of character. Helga would never drink cedar wine.
This whole
No.
place sucks.
Penelope loves the taste.
I slammed
God,
a
what
glass
is
I
she, some
didn't
kind
know
of
I was holding
masochist?
down. It was filled with cedar wine.
Mhm. And the four of you each raise your glass and you say, "Here at the end of the world, we raise our glasses to you." And then tip the whole thing, and you each drink all of the glass, like just in one go.
Wait, you drink the glass.
Yeah, bud, you drink the glass. No, you melt it and drink it. No, you drink the entire contents of the glass in one go, and then the four of you fall limp to the ground, and the lights all go down.
I don't like
I love it.
I don't like that.
Yeah. And lights come up. It's Helga standing alone in the center of the stage, and you look conflicted, and you're looking down at the amulet you hold in your hands, and you say, "I have a destiny to follow. I just need to choose which one it's going to be." Lights go down. Lights come up on Jared, and you look conflicted, and you're kind of rubbing your hands together. And you reach down in your pocket and you pull out a chunk of diamond. It looks like one of the ones you took from
The lake?
keg.
Keg.
I forgot I called it keg.
Yeah, you did call it keg.
And you look at it and you say, "I made this choice a long time ago, but I'm not sure it's what I want anymore." Light goes down. Light comes up on Penelope, who's standing on a stool, just so you can see her better. And
Oh, you forgot the accents.
it's
Yeah,
alright.
whatever.
I'm not. I decided. Who cares? So lights come up on you, and once again your hair's caught in that kind of like underwater current, and you're just looking at your own hands, and you say, "Well, I guess it's time to decide what I'm going to be." Lights go down. Lights come up on Norman, and Norman's sitting on the stool. Just looks like kind of thoughtful, but kind of tired. Looks very self-aware more than the other characters in this play have been. And Norman just looks like at the audience, looks over the audience, and says, "Well, damn, it's unfair for me to have to make this choice, huh?" Light goes off. Thunderous applause from the people around you.
Oh, I'm clapping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Norman's just going to be like,
You get
Sure.
one.
I hesitantly clap.
Yeah. And then, the lights come back on, and it's every person that appeared on stage. You're all linking hands, save for the beholder, doesn't have a hand to link. And you all take one big, dramatic, sweeping bow. And people in the audience, like everyone in the audience, stands up in unison to give you all a standing ovation.
Jared's gonna stand up.
And yeah, sure. And yeah, man.
Norman doesn't.
A coward.
Penelope
Can
does.
appreciate good
Helga?
theater.
Oh, but you go and stand up?
I guess.
Helga's tall enough he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
And that guy wearing the metal mask and the beholder step forward, and as the guy with the mask signs it, the beholder says it. It says, "And can we please get a round of applause for our beloved playwright, the master of ceremonies?" And as they say that, every single person on stage just disappears. Just within an instant, just disappears.
Cool.
And that same tall figure with the white hair, wearing the really lush robes with all the facial tattoos, walks on stage and says, thank you so much. Oh, thank you." And takes a huge sweeping bow. And it's just this, like, weird androgynous kind of, like, very, they look tangible, but they also, you get the vibe that if you reach out to touch them, your hands would close on nothing. And you recognize them as an elf, or at least taking the form of an elf, which is something that's very strange for all of you, because I don't know if any of y'all have seen an elf before. But,
I have an elf best friend.
excuse me, my best friend's an elf. So,
I'm allowed
Yeah.
to say that.
and they take, this big sweeping bow. They say, thank you so much. This play has been a long time in the making, and I'm so glad that all of you came out tonight to support us. I know it's a little short, but that's because, well, it's still being written. And everyone in the audience just kind of like bursts out into laughter
Wait, I
as
thought
if the
they
person on
disappeared.
stage, in the audience, everyone on stage disappeared.
Oh,
Everyone
okay.
in the audience is still there. And just bursts out into laughter as if the person on stage had made a hilarious joke, but it wasn't that good. And the master of ceremony says, "Now, I was planning on giving a little afterword, but
Afterwards.
we have some." Yes. Looks right at you in the audience. But as our friend, the inventor, has so kindly demonstrated, we have 4 very special guests here tonight, and the whole audience just erupts into applause again. It's like, come on to the stage, won't you?
I like hit you in the shoulder.
I'd like to run.
Now. Oh, are you running?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Jared's gonna
I-
twitch uncomfortably and not stand up.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Fine.
walk up and try to get to the stage.
He's
Okay,
gonna-
Jared's gonna like
No
resignedly
need to be
give you a
shy,
hand up.
friends.
Telepathy, guys. Let's get the hell out here.
No, let's get on. Let's
I
see
stand.
this through.
I stand up, and I walk forward.
Yeah. I'm also
All
gonna
right, y'all
stand
climbing
up.
onto the stage.
Help
Okay,
Penelope
I
up
follow-
onto the
I
stage.
follow-
You can come up
okay.
through the staircases on the side.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And the person on stage, they gesture to 4 seats, which you swear to God weren't there, but now they're there. It says,
Sit
please
down
take
in
a
the same
seat.
order.
Consider this the audience talk back.
I'd like to reach out and touch him. Like to tap him
Them?
on the shoulder or
Don't
something.
touch them.
All right.
Does it pass through? Do I feel
Um,
something tangible?
Your hand lands on theirs, and it almost feels like silk, as smooth as silk. And they say, huh, "Oh, you're quite the character, aren't you?"
Okay.
And they, like,
They
Just kinda
hold your hand
gingerly-
Okay.
tenderly.
They gingerly pull their hand away.
I'm just gonna like say,
If you would take
thanks
a seat.
for us having us, me, yeah, I'd like to sit down.
I'm like pat the seat next to me.
Yeah.
Sit down. Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts, any questions about tonight's performance?
What is it?
It's theater, my friend.
Is
Is it theatre?
Personally,
I'm going to pretend like you didn't ask that. To preserve both of them.
personally, I think one of your scenes was a little unclear as an outside viewer.
Oh, really?
Um,
How's that?
Yes. From what I've guessed, you showed chunks of their past in a representative manner. Yes, I know you didn't show my friend Norman's here for reasons which I'm sure we can both guess at. But as for my own, I must admit I couldn't quite recognize it.
Theater is not meant to provide easy answers. Like all art, it is meant to challenge what you know and what you think you know, my friend. I could hardly be called a playwright if I just reproduced events and everyone in the audience like all at once.
So later on in the play, you had this like prophesized end of the world, and everyone was drinking cedar wine, which is nothing. It's something that's
Please.
never done. But
I am an aficionado of the arts, which let's say the culinary arts falls under. I would not serve cedar wine on my stage.
I start clapping. I start clapping.
then why do you say cedar wine?
That was a joke. Yeah.
Will said it was cedar wine.
I was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yes. So what is this end of the world tragedy that you are predicting?
Well, predicting is a big word, my friend. Consider it a artistic interpretation of possible events. Now, art is meant to hold a warped mirror up to our faces, just to show us what we could be, what we have been, what we are becoming, my friend.
What
Now-
are these possible events?
I was
You
not
just
done
saw
talking.
No, I appreciate it widely disclosed. Which implies Jared actually said that aloud, which I'm kind of digging.
Jared did not say that
Yeah.
out loud.
Now listen, what you've seen tonight is possibilities. What you've witnessed tonight is not a history book or a crystal ball. What you've seen tonight is art, no more, no less.
Okay.
You are, my friend, what you choose to be. Times, they are changing. And, well, there's people rooting for you and there's people rooting against you. I just want to tell the story.
So you're on nobody's side.
I guess you could say it like that. I am on the side of a history that endures and tells itself through the generations. So,
Why?
whose side am I on?
Well, why did you not let the K-Mat in then?
Came out won't appreciate art. The theater doors remain locked. Look, and he gestures back over the audience. We have 4 empty seats. They'll be here when they need to be here if I want them to be here. I needed to talk to you. I did not need to talk to General Astor.
That's fair. Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Okay. Also, all of these events, I'm assuming that very few people know about this. How do you know about this? How do you know about all these events?
Oh. Maybe I'm not the only comic on this stage. And the whole audience once again just
Wow,
And-
self-burn, those are rare. Jared does
Okay.
not say that.
Okay, Arcana check.
Okay.
Yeah,
Arcana
sure.
check,
Arcana
just-
check Feranian. Yeah, good job.
Oh God, I missed
Nicely
it.
done.
Okay, just like in general, Arcana vibes. Okay, so 11
Yeah,
plus
it's
8.
big
'Cause- Yeah,
19.
motherfucker, big arcana happening around here. It's all magic.
I don't know.
Everything's magic. You're in the presence of what you would guess is divine magic. But yeah.
Oh, what's with the masks?
Are you familiar with Commedia dell'arte?
No,
No.
I don't believe I am.
Each person fulfills a archetype. It simplifies things. It makes them easier. We don't have to deal with the intricacies of human interaction and personality. Okay, real quick, just establishing this. Whenever I say human, this is not out of character. Whenever I say human, I just mean general humanoid.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the quickest way to say it, and I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
It simplifies relationships down. It simplifies people down to the core element of what they are. Now, masks allow us to ignore the, how shall we say, trivial, the mundane, and to perform our roles to the best of our ability. For you, well, it seemed a courtesy to allow you what everyone else in the town already had.
Thanks.
Okay.
You've always been my favorite character, Helga.
Oh, boy, thank you for that.
Such drive, such conviction. It will take you far if you choose to pursue the story.
Also, one question.
The rest of us are simply sidelined.
Okay, one question.
No, no one's sidelined here, my friend. You all have, how shall I say, moments of destiny. You all have roles to play. Now, a personal favorite doesn't determine importance.
What do you know about the Hand of God?
Oh, now, I have counseled artists for as long as there have been artists. I have read the greatest novels ever written, and I must confess I am occasionally guilty of skipping to the last chapter and reading it first. But I would never spoil my own play in such a way.
Are you a god?
Are you a man?
No, I'm a woman. Jared does not say that.
I'm man. Normal man.
Man.
A god is what you make it.
When you say you wouldn't want to spoil your own play, are our lives, is our adventure your play?
Now that's an awfully productive way of looking at things. I like to think, it's just like vibrate hack shit always said. All the world's a stage and the men and women merely players. Now, I can...
What's your role in this world? What role do you play in this world?
No, I've never really thought about that. I play whatever role the world needs. I'm the narrator.
That's just Maddie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
this
said
is
out loud,
just
I
the
guess that's
DM, yep. That's what I've been thinking this whole time. Oh shit, Freddy, you're the DM. Nah.
My friends, I am honored to have made your patronage tonight. And feel you all will have, how would we say, interesting paths ahead of you. Follow your narrative. Do what you think is right, and do what you think needs to be done to progress towards the end. I try not to take sides, but if tonight has taught you anything, let it be that I'm in your court. And then you all blink. And when you open your eyes, you are standing, well, not sitting, but standing in what appears to be just the opening room of a city hall. Just a small, like, a little small town hall at night. And, the doors are open, and you can see out into the square, and you guys are you're just in the town. You're just in the town of Tarnell. The flags are gone. There's no masked people milling about.
Do we still have
And-
hours on?
Hmm?
Our masks and robes and such? Or
You just, no.
No?
Like, I mean, like,
Okay.
you just, like, grasping around checking. You don't. Yeah. And, so just, the colorful stuff is gone, and what was once a theater that appeared to have been kind of created from the town hall and buildings around it is now just a town hall and buildings around it.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I used Find Creature on the Master of Ceremonies.
Okay,
I
it was
believe
right
an
in
hour-
front of you. They were right in front of you.
Okay, I believe an hour passed, so...
which plane of
The
existence?
master of ceremonies was standing in front of you.
Okay, time to do it again.
No!
Time to spend 2
Yeah,
more
sure.
side points.
Alright, if you wanna.
I mean, I don't
Time
think
to
we're
figure out
going to
which
get
plane
into
of existence
combat,
Brannigan's on.
so I don't need to worry about wasting side
The
points. I
left.
have a lot. Okay, so
Yeah.
Stage right.
Yeah.
okay, so I redo that. I redo the Find Creature
So
on
Penelope,
the
prophet, huh?
Master of Ceremonies.
Yes.
Okay, man.
I need to know what goddamn plane he's
So
on.
Jared,
Why?
Yes.
inventor.
not?
Okay.
I have nothing to create, man. My world is a dark one. I'm just here to have
Fuck.
a good time.
Okay, what does my world is a dark one even mean?
It means I just do whatever the fuck.
Oh, like drop some
Trucking
two
and
people
fucking are
off.
all
What
that
I crave. Yeah.
Born in a mountain, raised in a cave. Trucking and fucking are all that I crave.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I'm sorry. Feranian wore my body around for a moment. Just to sit now.
I don't know, I feel like he got my nose a bit too big.
No, it looked exactly like you.
Penelope,
Yes.
your nose is big.
That's not something you just say to a woman.
Her nose
I
isn't
don't think
actually very big, it's her ears that are big.
Huh.
Huh, okay.
Oh, Helga, you still have the program clutched in your hands.
I read through it again?
Yeah, so the first page remains the same, but the next page is headshots of all the actors.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just pictures of you and everyone else who was in
Oh,
the play.
that's me.
And it's signed a bunch of times by everyone who was in it. That's the four of you. The signatures are identical to your own.
Damn,
And then,
I never thought about what Jared's signature would look like.
Yeah, and
Wow.
then there's all these other people that you don't recognize. I can only imagine what an acting headshot for a beholder would look like, but I see what's really
They're
funny.
just like right
It
in
is
the
on there.
center.
I put it in my bag.
Now it's in your bag.
You have it.
I take
now.
it out of my bag.
It is now out of the bag and in your hands.
I look at it.
The light bounces off of it and goes into your eyes instead of just back out in the atmosphere, and now you can read the text on the page. And you can also perceive the images on the page too.
I take my hand, I place it on one of the corners, and I tear off a bit of corner.
Your hand has been placed on the corner, and then you used your muscles within your hands to create enough leverage to grasp the paper. And then you did tear the paper apart, which kind of just like rend the fibers that hold it together. And you did pull a corner of the paper off, and now you're holding the corner of the paper.
Oh God, Brannigan,
I-
please.
I take the piece of paper, I look over at Jared, and I say, "Put this in your mouth."
What?
Jared now grasps the paper.
What you want me to what?
I want you to put that in your mouth.
Helga, listen. I trust you implicitly, but
Why?
I feel like this will do something right.
Okay.
How about you eat it?
No,
Okay,
it's
wait,
not
wait.
for me.
Can I?
Penelope?
Can I?
Penelope, let's divorce our humanity. Please use
Wait,
you some paper.
Maddie, can you do like an Arcana check on the paper and the masks to see like what the
I'm
origin
asking.
is?
Sure.
Like if it's
Oh, your
divine.
masks are gone. You do not have your masks anymore.
Oh, okay. So 17 plus 8, that's 25.
Yeah, you got the paper because the god handed it to you.
Okay, so it is a god. Nice to know. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, bud.
Nice to have that confirmation. Okay.
Alright, let me get this straight.
Yes.
You are proposing to me with a scrap of paper that I renounce my humanity.
Yep. What? I can't exactly find a ring. A little early for that one.
Bit cheap for my taste.
Another
Bitches
time.
these days.
I know.
Okay. Wait. What is the dude?
My aunt proposed to my other aunt with an onion ring, and you do this to me.
At
Okay.
least that is a ring.
Okay. Oh, what is the dude the god of?
Music,
Music
arts,
and-
entertainment.
Yes, it's
Okay.
Brannigan, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. Good, that's what I thought.
Okay. Nice to know we have a god.
Didn't you read a book about gods
No,
back
I
in the
didn't.
library?
I never did.
I think we... Did we canonically say that?
I'm not proficient in religion, so no.
Well, I'm not proficient in religion either, but I still know that.
Okay, I lived for 3 months.
And?
I never picked up a book on religion.
I don't know about that one, Chief. That does not seem plausible.
Alright,
Why?
so the K-Mad came to see us.
Oh,
Do you
God,
think
are
they're
they?
going to come back?
Oh,
now that the town
God,
is,
they're probably going to be here, aren't they?
Okay, so who has fireball?
Me.
Okay.
I'll cast it centered on myself. No. I will not
Okay,
do
so
that.
I don't think the K-Mod's going to die. So just as long as it doesn't hit Hoga and I, you can go for it.
Well, how about we just keep going?
Well, okay.
I
We
mean-
are in this town now, and it does appear normal.
Normal man, if you will.
No, I won't.
We won't.
And I'm tired.
So
Will I
you
just
want
take a rest at the inn?
Might as well.
Sure. Guys.
Oh, do I still have the note from the K-Mad?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, guys, who's ready to sell diamonds?
I'm ready to
I-
stay in it in for the night.
I do not believe we should sell our diamonds in a small orchard town.
We could.
What money would they have?
They have money.
They just hosted a huge festival.
Idiot.
They got all the tourism money.
Yeah. So there's no true inn in this town, but the like the local tavern, like has rooms where you can sleep in the back.
I can fit in
Yeah,
the
we go
cupboard.
there.
Yeah. I will must sleep on the ceiling.
I assume
once
you guys are
again.
just going beeline right to the room. Not
Yeah.
anything else.
Yep.
Yeah. Everyone seems to be a little surprised because evidently like no one really remembers you rolling up into town. You're
We
just here.
We just popped up in the town hall.
Exactly.
Nice.
Huh.
Where's our
Wait,
cart?
Yeah,
and
where's our
everything?
carriage?
Oh, it's still parked outside the town hall.
Oh,
Okay,
it's-
perfect.
Okay. Yeah. Let's lock things up. Lock
All
things up
doing
for the
dream
night.
checks or what?
Yeah,
Dream
hell
checks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. I don't like it. Oh man.
Jared got a
Six.
17.
I was about to say a 2, so 6 is better.
I got a 15.
Nice.
Okay, I got a 3.
Okay, with your 3, you have a dream where you're running from Bigfoot,
I'm running from Helga.
and it's like you're asymptotic because Bigfoot gets ever closer to you but will never reach you.
Oh, is that how Bigfoot takes half of the?
Yeah.
First, Bigfoot needs to travel half of the distance, but then Bigfoot needs to travel half that distance.
You're starting to get it. Helga, what did you roll?
15?
Alright. Yeah, you actually have a dream of the play, but it was the memory from the play. You have a dream of that person pressing that amulet into your hand when you were a very small child, but you don't remember who they were or what the context was. But the amulet is still there. And it just kind of like replays a bunch,
Okay.
and like it's kind of like how a dream is, where the geography's all wrong, and like things are, like don't exist correctly in relation to one another.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just that memory over and over.
Okay.
Jared?
17.
17.
17.
Alright, you have a dream where you're back on the ramp.
Sucks.
My all shouting, yeah, asking you to take the cows out. Well, the cows are already out of the barn, so you don't
Jared
know what
wakes
she's
up in a
asking
cold
for.
sweat.
You run back into the house, and she's telling you, please go let the cows out. For the love of God, the weather's beautiful. But you know what? You already let the cows out of the barn. She just won't understand it. That's what you get.
Okay, so what? So God, what am I dreaming about?
I just told you.
That's how you don't start a dream check with an accent, Will.
Idiot.
You learn from
You
your-
learned your lesson. Evan, what do you roll?
6.
Nah, that's pretty shitty.
Not as bad as mine. Okay.
No, you think that's bad?
You wrote this out.
Oh no,
You got a great dream.
you got a pretty. I think
I
you got a
love
pretty
that dream.
prophetic dream, bro.
Yeah, me IRL maybe.
Yeah. Penelope dreams of nothing in particular. You just have a bunch of like vague like it's like you're rewatching the play. You just have those scenes playing over in your mind, but nothing new and it doesn't mean anything to you. It's no asymptotic Bigfoot or pastoral farm daydream.
That's the name of my indie band.
Asymptotic Bigfoot?
That's actually
Yeah,
a pretty
both,
good band.
both, the whole thing.
Oh shit, okay. Alright, yeah. Where to next?
Where were we heading?
Well, are we
Ooh,
gonna
to bed.
Are we gonna stay
I
in this
wish.
town for like a couple days
Okay.
to wait for
Lay
things
low?
to blow over,
Okay,
or are we gonna move on?
Okay. Also, when we wake up, I would like to say that killing people is illegal now. We shouldn't do that.
Wasn't it already?
It was already illegal.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, I think maybe we should keep moving so
Yeah.
that we're not like in the same place and they can't catch up to us. That's not what either of me sounds like.
So, where are we heading?
You're the one with the map, aren't you?
I mean, just because I have a map does not mean I know our destination.
Oh,
Okay.
where are we trying to go to
wait.
the valley and
What's
Grand
the-
Mountains or
yeah,
whatever?
What's
Yes.
the third location that was diamondified?
In
The
my
forest?
personal opinion, I think the Hierarch Forest would be a dead end, much like a Recordton was.
Okay. So what's our next lead then?
The valley and the Barren
Jaw
Jaw
Mountains.
Mountains.
What's
okay.
up there?
What's so special about it?
Well, there's headless deer there, and it's
You just wander
interesting. Yeah.
There's a lot of weird sightings, like animals that shouldn't be able to exist, stuff with like too many legs, plants growing it upside down, just weird shit.
Something Helga would really love to see.
Wait, well, what if we just make Helga really big and have her travel the distance for us?
Only works for a minute
Yeah,
and takes
unless
6 seconds to cast, so
Mhm.
it'd be tough.
Well, the thing, we would still make a whole bunch of distance with it.
we could get like we could get a day's travel in within a minute. Yes, but I'd be out of spell slots for the whole day.
That sounds worth it.
Or we could ride.
Or you could ride horses and the like.
Yeah.
Which we
do
have.
Yeah, we do have.
And don't
those.
require spell slots to ride.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, so you guys stay a night in the town, then head out the next day. I assume you're not really talking to anyone or anything.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. I go.
Can I? Is anybody making any pie?
Because it's pie day.
No.
It is. But
Well, no. End of harvest season. There'd be fruit around.
Don't
Fuck
timestamp
it,
this
sure.
episode.
Someone's making pie. Oh, also the flowers are gone from the trees. They're not blooming. It's clear that the harvest has just happened.
Chang, don't timestamp this episode, okay?
They'll realize how long it takes
Oh,
to edit.
You
And
fucking-
then after
Yeah,
that,
no,
how
you're
long
gonna
it
listen back to the episode and it's gonna be like, and I was like, do they have any pie? And I'll be like, what? And Eric will be, cause it's beep. It's gonna be redacted.
because it's October 4th, 2022.
And it's clearly Nick's voice. That's clearly a robotic voice, it's like Texas speech.
because it's October 28th, 2026.
Can I start enchanting an object very similar to like our little gust strips, except it is the same thing but with the first level spell catapult?
Sure. Fuck it. I'm sure I'll live to regret that.
Maybe.
How much will it
is
cost?
just a cantrip?
Oh, 5
Yeah.
gold, 1,000 gold. I meant 5,000. I meant
Alright,
5,000.
and then how
I meant
long?
5,000.
Nope.
I meant
5 gold,
5,000.
5 gold.
25 gold.
Wait, 5 gold would be amazing.
5 gold.
I said what I said. 5,000 gold. And what?
So 5 gold.
and
And then
all-
how
and
long
all
will it take?
Oh, it'll probably take you 16 years.
Alright, 16 days.
You know me so well.
16 minutes.
No!
16 seconds.
Betrayer!
Seconds.
No!
Wait, Maddie, is that how long the magic item I've been telling you about?
Yeah, sure. It'll be 30 gold in 16 days.
Alright,
16 days of work? Yeah. Okay, I like that.
perfect.
And 30 gold?
Yeah.
Nice.
40
Nice,
gold.
Nice, nice.
Because you seem too happy. 40
Okay,
gold.
Evan, subtract 40 gold from the treasury.
You think that gold is for your use?
It's not really for me.
You thought wrong. No,
Yeah,
I'm just
trust
kidding.
me on
Okay.
this one.
Okay, so
Did
So
you
what was the
say
consensus where y'all going next?
the valley in the
Oh,
Barren
wait.
Jaw Mountains?
Alright.
Hey, wait, Cheng, was that 40 or 20?
40.
All right.
Okay, so 128 hours and I have 10. Jesus
Alright.
Christ, this is going to take a
So
while.
how long of a travel is it to the valley? Because like we were talking on Discord about where it would be, and we have no clue.
Oh, the valley?
Well, I mean,
'Cause,
we sure
like,
don't have
this
a
is
map.
the Greenboro Forest, and you said that it was west of that, and since this is technically all the Barren Jaw Mountains, I'd
Yeah, man.
assume it'd be somewhere there.
Yeah.
And we were around there in the last city that we were in.
Okay, also another question. Where are we right now?
In the Greenboro.
You know it's in this area.
Okay.
There's no specifics.
And then where were we? Because I assumed that like here somewhere was Reckerton.
Yeah.
And then-
Reckerton was where the rivers diverged.
Okay, yeah. And then
Or no, I think was it where that diverged or where that diverged? I'm pretty
well,
sure
because
it's
I
up there.
remember we were in Humboldt and we traveled up here and like around.
Yeah,
and then there
yeah.
was something there.
No, it was Reckerton was up there.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
So then we traveled over here to some small city that
Keg?
ended up Keg. Yeah, Keg was
Keg.
somewhere in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So are we near this right now?
Yeah, sure. I guess you'd be pretty close.
Right.
Yeah. That's convenient, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Orchid.
You could probably stop in Stronghold.
All right.
To
That
sell
sounds.
stuff.
I think that'd be a good idea.
No, that was so alliterative. You love to see it, folks.
Okay.
4 S's. That must be a new record.
What?
World
You
record.
did the S cap.
Okay, so how long of a travel is it to Stronghold from where we are?
Yeah, how many days? Oh, and a second day pass.
Well, you guys are trying to stay under the radar, are you not?
Mhm.
So that'll add some time onto it.
All right.
I'd say it'll take you maybe about a week-ish together if you're
Okay.
trying to like take back roads.
Hey.
So Stronghold is famous for a couple things. First of all, it's more accepting of magic than most of the cities to the east of Nalamis, and second, it's a kind of a bad reputation. Its sister city is called Sentinel, and it's south. It's more southern, and in the Barren Jaw Mountains, and sits at the top of a huge icy crested peak, and it's known for its relevance to divine magic. Whereas Stronghold, where you're going, is more about arcane magic and the study of magic. There are actually a couple there's an established magical academy there, and a couple places that are like a little more bullshit, but will still give you a decent education. So yeah, it's not. That's one of the reasons it's known. It's also known for its annual death sled race, which calls people from essentially like not only all over the country but all over the continent.
Dopamine blast.
Yeah.
My idol.
Oh, Dopamine Blast does live here. Also notable because he's like the only elf that has like decided to go his own way and devote his entire life to skiing. Which one interesting fact means that you are able to, like, due to its high tolerance for magic, you are actually able to find items around here. So when you first pull up into town, aesthetically, think anyone else here ever been to North Star?
See.
Yeah, a little like
No.
that. Then I guess you'll never know what it looks like.
Okay.
It's a little it's got kind of North Star vibes, and it's cold and snowy up in the mountains here. And considering it's late fall, well, you know.
Oh, we should buy winter outfits for all of us, specifically for Jared and Penelope, so they can withstand altitude cold.
Yeah. Before that,
Yeah.
I need to buy me some poles of collapsing.
And so for the first magic shop you come across, oh, I just remembered something that was in this town. Okay, we'll get to that later. There's this magic shop, and standing next to the door is like a badly made like resin statue of a wizard.
Yes!
Grinning
I
and
forgot
giving you a
those were
thumbs
here.
up.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
Oh, if you touch it, don't you get inspiration?
it depends. You gotta rub the wizard for luck.
I know, Daniel Wizard Rubbing Championship.
Yeah, man.
Is there a sign saying "Rub the Wizard"?
There is a sign that says "Rub the Wizard," and an arrow pointing to the wizard's hat.
How tall is it?
Oh, yeah, it's far taller than you
I
can
will
think of
lift
it.
you up.
It's about
so
3
you can
times your
touch
height.
the wizard.
Jared could pick you up so you could rub the wizard.
Okay.
Sure.
Rub
I
that
will-
wizard.
Rub the wizard
I
for
will
luck.
pick Penelope up.
Yeah. You now have inspiration.
What does that mean?
1d4 inspiration.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Can I,
will
also
also
rub
rub
the
the
wizard's
wizard.
hat?
You can all rub the wizard.
Okay, so we all get 1d for inspiration.
Yeah.
I will not rub the wizard.
Helga stands strong in her beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Helga will not sink so low as to rub the wizard.
I do not falter so
There's not much
easily in
left.
the face of wizard rubbing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so you head on in. It's a bit tacky, but it looks like they've got a lot of good stuff.
Do they have a crop top that says, "My boyfriend went to Stronghold and all he got me was this lousy"?
No, they don't have any souvenirs in here, but they do have some good magic items, and they do have a wall of rods,
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, just like in Spencer's Gifts.
just like in Spencer's Gifts.
Oh wait, wasn't there that one building where the doorknob was just really slippy?
Yeah.
We're getting to
like
that eventually.
Jimbo's sex shop or something.
How could you forget Roland
Roland
Humbo's
That's it,
tasteful
yeah.
and tasty boutique for the sensible and sexy modern consumer?
Well, I think that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
All right. How many rods of or poles of collapsing do they have?
1.
All right.
Wait, how many immovable rods do they have?
Good question.
3.
How much are they?
200 apiece.
The immovable rods?
Yeah.
Let's just get one.
We should probably get 2.
2 for what?
Yeah, we'll just get one.
How many axes of kill everyone do they have?
Wow.
3.
Using
Awesome.
magic? Whoa.
Oh no, it's just a normal axe.
Wait, how many cloaks of,
It's just really big.
how many cloaks of protection do they have?
It's a big novelty axe.
Big-
You do not see any cloaks of protection.
Okay,
it's-
how many hats of disguise do they have?
You see one hat, but it's like a funny hat.
It's a Groucho Marx hat.
Yeah, no, it's like a
That's
what do you
a
call it?
little,
It's like a
propeller hat.
stovepipe hat, but it's got a little propeller at the top.
Nice.
Okay, I asked the shop if there's anything for like
That
this,
thing actually kills you if you put it on. It consumes you whole and traps your soul in it.
Maddie, I asked the shopkeep if there's like anything on like disguise and stuff.
So you head up to the shopkeep, and it does not look like the actual owner of the store. This guy appears to be like a maybe overworked minimum wage employee. And what do you ask?
If they have like anything for disguise.
Disguise. Face paints are on the back.
Is that it?
I don't know. I can check in the closet.
Can you do that for me?
All right. Okay.
He comes in as the worst consumer ever.
And he walks off, and he comes back in like 10 minutes. Like, I haven't found anything. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Do you have any items for protection and stuff?
Protection. We got these, and he pulls out a big rack of what appears to be Lucky Rabbit's feet. What kind of protection are you talking? You might want to go to Roland Humbo's for that one.
How much did the pole of collapsing cost?
Oh,
It's common.
oh, common. 150 gold.
expensive.
You know, we have
item.
money now.
This is Fantasy Spencer's Gifts. I need you to understand that.
I don't even know what Spencer's Gifts is.
Let's keep it that way.
Okay.
All right. I guess we're gonna go to Roland Tumbo's.
Don't.
No.
That was a joke.
Oh,
The
we
man
can't.
says-
We cannot start a session with you pulverizing 2 humans and then end it with you going to roll and humbos.
What better way to start and end
Okay.
a session?
okay, guys.
The
Also,
duality of man.
Duality,
also,
man.
what do the lucky rabbits foot do?
Oh, they're just lucky.
Nothing.
Okay. How much do they cost?
5 silver.
13 tickets.
Is it worth it?
No.
No. Okay. Do you have anything similar to like a ring of protection or a cloak of protection?
Right, let me check. And, he, takes you to the section of the store where there's a bunch of cloaks hanging on what appears to be a discount rack.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, this one works okay. And he pulls out what appears to be a very tattered cloak of protection.
Okay. How much does it cost?
This one, it's on clearance. Let me check. How rare is that?
Cloak of protection is uncommon.
Alright. And he turns around and he's like, yeah, it's on clearance. This is 200.
Okay. Can we spend 200 on that?
Why do we need it?
So if I get firebolt, I don't die.
All right, I guess.
Or we could give.
Trust no bitch, Penelope.
Hmm?
Trust no bitch. What I'm saying is, Jared will probably fireball you guys again.
Well, they'll fireball those two again. Jared and I are attached to the hip.
Unless you roll back on the wild magic table and cast fireball centered on yourself.
But then that's not Jared casting it. That's
Yeah.
me. Okay.
Unless you summon rats in your body once more.
So I need 2 more poles of collapsing. We go to other magic shops.
Yep. Is this the only one in town?
Yeah.
It is?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple others. I'd say you're able to find one more.
Ugh, but I need 3.
They don't produce a
Minimum.
lot of them.
Okay.
Keep dreaming, bitch.
I'm going,
Is it
to,
the same price?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to ask if there's any disguise items or protection items as well.
Yeah,
So like 4 of each.
There were actually 3 rods of extending, and they all looked uniquely the same size as the rod of collapsing.
Any poles of extending?
afraid not. I bought one of those for real. One of the ones where it's like a little tiny like metal thing. You like click it, it shoots out.
Yeah.
But now it won't go back, so now I just have a pole.
How much was it?
It was like $4 off Wish. It was not a huge waste. It was not a worthwhile purchase. It cut up my hand so bad trying to get back in. And I didn't even notice until I was like done. I was like, finally. And I looked down, my hands were all bloody.
Alright, so then I have a couple pieces of wood, cushion, and canvas, and like hinges, and
I don't fucking trust that shit.
I can
don't
show
trust
you
that
what it's gonna
whatsoever.
be used for, but
I want to see.
alright, so here are the plans for the improved travel Jared Mobile.
Oh.
Wait, let me see. Let me see.
Have you seen this?
I think I showed you.
I've of course seen. Hey, don't turn that away.
It's so bad.
I love it.
Oh
The little drawing is fantastic.
You've seen it.
I know. I want to look at it again.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yesterday
Can you,
at
like,
ceramics,
screenshot
he
that and
showed
send it
me.
to me
That's
on Discord?
incredible.
I want to take a look. I want to look over it.
All right. Well, these fools are buying magic items. What are you two doing?
Wait. Can I find all the materials for it, which should
Oh god,
cost
I guess
about
it's just like
13
us two
gold
standing
pieces and
outside.
8 silver
Huh?
pieces.
I don't know. What are the materials?
Wood, canvas, and cushion. Oh, and then like
I hate that there's no reason you wouldn't be able to find that in a big city. Fuck.
Snowy.
Sure. Yeah, you can find it.
Yeah.